All right. I'm just gonna pour myself a little glass of Pepsi, and then we're gonna get started. All right. Hi. Jesus Christ, that light is very yellow. I'm gonna just quickly adjust that, if I can. I don't want to have like greenish yellow light. Whoa. Something like that, perhaps. Hi, everyone. And welcome to the end of the month hangout, where I hang out for a little bit. I might cut this at like 45 minutes. I usually do these streams for like an hour. I might do this like a tiny little bit shorter, just because I'm swamped with work. I'm loud. All right, let's lower my volume. There's tons of gain. All right, this should be a bit better. But yeah, hi, welcome. And yeah, my cut is a bit shorter just because I have like tons and tons of work. If I want to finish my video, that's going to come out on Tuesday, and that's not something that I necessarily want to have happen. All right, adjusting my microphone a little bit. Apparently everything's a bit fucky, but hi, things should be a bit better now. Hi, yes. And as I mentioned, I'm like swamped in work. So I am just going to start out with saying that like, hello, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Not gonna have any, turn it up, oh my God. Okay, good. Okay. I hope it's better now. Micro distortion? What the hell? Okay, hang on. Okay, is the audio fine? I can't tell anymore. I'm panicked. I was joking. No one knows. You can tell me anything and I'll believe it. Hi again. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little I'm a little tired, and that's because I have a video that's going to come out in 2 days. Tomorrow for early access patrons, and I'm like hella far behind. If I'm honest, I'm gonna be up all night today editing, and I'm gonna be up all night tomorrow too, probably editing, and we're gonna see how it goes. But first, beyond we do anything like that, let's talk about the month that has been and the month that is coming up. And I'm also gonna talk about some news that's happening to the channel in the very near future. Nothing too major, nothing too like catastrophic, but you know, some new news. First of all, let's talk about the month that has been. Quick recap. It has been the month of August. My next video isn't out yet because it is the day that it is. It's gonna come out on Tuesday because it comes out at the end of the month. Let's see. The video of the month did very well. My video on maps and what 3 words. It's my most successful video of the year, which is actually ever. So I can't complain with that, which I did not expect, because initially that video underperformed quite heavily, and I thought it was gonna be like a pretty like low tier shitty video. And I also sort of like didn't really see it as like one of my major videos, so I'm not gonna complain too much about it if that were to happen. But then the algorithm really picked it up, and people liked it, and now it's my most popular video ever. It doesn't have the most views, but it has to have the most views in the short amount of time. So like my videos on, let's see, yeah, like transsexuals and suffering has like 129,000. White people joined the military has like 120. But all of those came out like, you know, transsexuals and suffering came out 2 years ago. White people joined the military came out 6 months ago. The left and trans women came out 8 months ago. Whereas What 3 Words Is Not a Good App came out like less than a month ago. So I can't complain. Very good video. A lot of new subscribers. Hopefully some of you are here. Which I'm very happy about, because August is typically a pretty bad month for YouTubers, because people are going back to school, people are like finishing up their summer holidays. Typically, it's not great, because like a lot of people are going through life changes, and then they don't typically want to spend time watching YouTube videos because they're busy. So I'm very happy about that. Everyone hates map apps. Yeah, I'm actually considering now like if I should make more videos in that style, but I don't know. We'll see about that. My upcoming one is about the modeling industry and beauty, so like it's kind of like that, but about like an industry rather than an app. Hopefully, also a lot of new Patreon supporters. Oh yeah, oh definitely. I don't really want to focus on that, but it is August, and as I said, it's not usually the best month, but I'm just happy people are watching my video. And that has been the month that has been, basically. I've also taken a little bit of time this month off. I've traveled because I'm fully vaccinated. You know, I visited some family, which I haven't seen since before the pandemic started. And that's also why I'm a bit late on my current video. That's why I'm getting a bit delayed, and why I have to work all throughout the night, probably. Maybe up until 3 a.m. just editing footage, just editing and editing and editing. But I hope that you're still gonna like that video when it comes out, and that's when it's gonna come out on Tuesday, and it's gonna be, I probably am gonna put it as a premiere unless I have to like edit even more than I have to do it like all the evening on Tuesday as well. So we'll see how that goes. The month that is coming up though, just to keep with the format, I guess, next month is September. Love September, great month. I'm moving in September. I'm moving away from this, from these splendid walls, into a place that's a little bit cheaper, a little bit smaller, and unfortunately, that means I'm gonna have to like rent a studio space, because it might be too small to make videos in, which means I might end up spending more money than I'm saving because of the move. Big mistake. But also, if I can record my videos in a studio space, I'm going to be able to like up my production values a lot, which I want to do. If you look at my like videos, if you look at my channel, for example, you can see that like I've had like 3 phases of content creation, basically. Like I did my sort of like initial videos, which I don't love, but they're okay. And then I've made some videos like on my phone, made some videos like on a slightly better camera, and then like my most recent videos have been like pretty good, I think, in terms of like production quality, and that has also translated to like a significant smaller. Yes, we can increase my volume and lower the background music a little bit. Thank you. And what's it called? So I'm hoping that maybe this move will also translate to a sort of potential increase in production quality, which hopefully will translate to you in the form of better videos. having to separate space makes it heaps easier to focus. That is also a big part. I'm currently I've been struggling with that quite a lot now. And I'm lucky enough to be able to like do YouTube as a job. Like this has been my full-time job for 2 years now. And I'm able to do it like pretty securely, which I'm pretty happy about. I'm not rich, by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm earning like I think slightly below like median pay or whatever it is for Sweden. I don't know, and that's only when I get sponsorships. Whatever. I'm not gonna talk about money, but I'm doing fine. And I'm hoping that I can sort of translate that into like making a bit more professional videos, that I can make a bit more girthy videos. Is that something that people say? I want to do videos that have like more substance a little bit. And that actually brings me to some news about the channel. So partially about that is I'm going to start making videos in a studio space. And I'm also going to start making the occasional video not sponsored. For the last like year or so, basically every single video has been sponsored because I have been lucky enough to be offered sponsorships by like Skillshare, for example. And you know, I don't mind Skillshare. I think they're a fine company, so I'm happy to take their money. And they're fine with like also advertising on a video where I straight up called Donald Trump a fascist. So they've been very like understanding with my content, so I'm very happy with them. But for those of you who don't know about like YouTube content creation, when you make videos with a sponsorship, it also you know, because the sponsorship work on a very like corporate level, you know, they have deadlines, they have very specific things that they want to happen, and that doesn't really like gel super well with the sort of like content that I want to do necessarily. And so what I'm trying to say here is what that means is I'm going to make the occasional video that's not sponsored, which means I can dedicate more time to them, which means that like maybe 1 month I'm not going to really release a video exactly at the end of the month. Like I'm going to give myself like an extra week or a couple of days. It's like really polishing my videos. Right now, unfortunately, that's not really something that I can do, just because like I have a video that's going to be out at the end of the month, and when the end of the month comes around, whatever I have, that's what's being released. And so far that's been fine, but I work alone, so that's sort of a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna have a couple of videos. I've said that like 8 times already, but I'm gonna have a couple of videos now that's not gonna be that. And those videos I can also make a bit more spicy, for lack of a better term. Like I can make those in a style that doesn't really work in like a YouTube corporate way. Like maybe like a bit more artsy videos. Maybe I think things that are a bit more abstract or like absurdist. And the reason why I want to make this shift is because I want to be able to like dedicate more time to like the craft of doing videos, which is something that I want to do. And I also think that's something that's going to be good for the long-term health of the channel, and also me, because I don't want people to watch my videos and think that everything I do is like corporate YouTube educational content, which is like, it's fine when people do that, but I don't really want that vibe. What else can I say? Oh, yes. In connection to that, I'm also going to, like, all of this that I'm talking right now isn't actually going to like be super relevant for you as viewers. It's more like so you know my thought process behind when I'm making videos, because what's going to happen is I'm just still going to make videos the way I've done them before. I'm still going to make the same type of videos roughly. I'm still going to make the same sort of like vibe that I've always done. It's just going to be a lot more comfortable for me to make them, which hopefully is going to just make things better. But something that might be a bit more impactful for you is that I'm going to start taking some like filmmaking classes at like in some like Stockholm film schools, Because I have a history degree. That's all I have. I don't. When I make videos, I make them from a very like academic history point of view. But YouTube is a visual medium, and it's an artistic medium first and foremost. And I want to really excel there. And everything that I'm doing so far is like self-taught. Doesn't really like matter too much. I think my content is fine the way it is, but I do want to like take it a step up as well. So that's also going to happen soon as well. Not really a huge update for the channel or for content, but more if you look at like my first video compared with my most recent video, the shift in quality, I want to have that sort of shift in quality again next year. Because I always want to like improve my content, and I feel like whenever I get stressed or whenever I get sort of bogged down in details, my videos suffer, and then my channel suffers as well. And I just want to make the best type of content that I can do. And unfortunately, that also means that occasionally I will make less money, especially if I make videos that aren't sponsored. But that's only going to happen occasionally. I'm going to start slow. Because what I am doing, I'm basically taking away a little bit of income from me in exchange for flexibility on time and flexibility on production schedules. And so I'm only going to do that occasionally. Sponsorships are still great, as we'll need them. Yeah, things of that nature. What else can I talk about? That's basically the news that I have. Yeah, I don't really have any more news, honestly. That's basically it. It's not super serious, but I hope that it's gonna be something that's nice. Where does the BreadTube video fit in your eras? My BreadTube video fits in my April Fool's video era. Because I wanted to make an April Fool's video this year. And I'm probably gonna make one next year as well, if I can. How is my arm? My arm's fine. I broke it once, it's fine now. I don't think it's like 100% healed. Like sometimes it pops a bit weird, but it's fine. It's fine. Could be better, but it's fine. More hot takes. Still remember when you moved into the flat with the drilling, and then into this flat, and now you're moving into another. They grow up so fast. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm very glad that I'm like I love this flat that I'm currently in. It's very nice, but it's not perfect, and it's also not perfect for making videos. Unfortunately, it's very loud. There's this traffic. So even when I do make videos here, even in the apartment, it does occasionally cause some issues. And I can technically make videos in my new apartment as well. It's just that it's a bit smaller, and I do like the primary reason for me wanting to like do a studio space is because I want to like upgrade my production value. But I can do if I want to. If I really want to, I can still make videos in my new flat. Which I'm looking forward, which I'm probably going to do like once or twice, especially early on, because I haven't really found a studio space. And yeah, I'm on black and white and chest dress scenes. Definitely. How was the chicken? Chicken was nice. I've never had chicken before. It was nice. Howdy. I'm so hyped for the next vid. I'm hoping you go off on the fashion industry / culture. Sort of. Not fashion directly, but it's gonna be there. I guess I talk about the fashion industry like indirectly, but from a very narrow like viewpoint. We'll see how it sort of what's it called? We'll see how it sort of like ends up in the end. Did you have any interaction with the Klimanland regarding their YouTube space? Do they have a YouTube space? Because if they do, Depends on where they are though. Like yeah, traveling to Berlin would be okay for me, but also it would be like a long trip, because like I live in the Stockholm region of Sweden, and doing international travel once a month for video would be quite a lot of work. But it's gonna be yeah. No chicken. Okay, so the reason why I haven't had chicken is because when I was a kid, I was allergic to chicken. Like I couldn't eat chicken. And then like a year ago or something, I accidentally ate chicken as part of soup, because I bought a soup and I thought it was vegan, but no, they had some bird in them. Weren't you allergic to birds? I thought I was, yeah. But I've done some experimentation. It turns out I can eat chicken. I still eat primarily vegan. The only reason why I'm eating the chicken right now is because it was in my freezer, and it probably belonged to one of my former roommates who moved out. And I didn't want to waste the food, and I thought like, well, I can eat chicken because I ate some in the soup. So I'm just gonna try some and see if I can eat it. And I ate it, and I'm fine. Well, so far. We don't know how I'll act in a few hours. I love your fashion sense. Thank you. My friends call me a cartoon character because I have like 4 outfits that I just recycle. Which I also do for YouTube, but you only see me once a month, so it doesn't look as bad. How did chicken get into your fridge? I think one of my former roommates like bought it and didn't bring it when they moved out. And now it's just here. And I hate food. I hate food waste. Like I eat mostly vegan, for like environmental reasons and moral reasons. But I'm also like moral from the sense of like I don't like I think about animals and shit. I don't judge anyone. Don't worry about it. Like you eat whatever you want, and I just had chicken. But I feel like food waste is just like the worst thing you can do, because in my mind here, I'm thinking like this chicken, I don't know, like lived a life, became butchered and became food, and if I just throw it out, it would all have been for nothing. Like I don't really eat meat primarily from an environmental point of view, and so I'm not gonna like buy it myself. Like I'm not gonna purchase it, but it's here. So, like, what am I gonna do with it? Let the chicken not have died in vain. Exactly. Time to test the range of bird I can eat. Opinion on German bread? I have no idea about German bread. I haven't been to Germany. I think I've been to Dresden once. But I'm not sure I've actually been to like any other part of Germany. Aren't the Swedish creator have something studio-esque? At least German YouTuber has that one. They're at least somewhat big. There are, but they keep getting merged into like talent agencies. There has been like 3 like YouTube studio spaces in Stockholm. And they've all sort of collapsed under their own weight, and then become part of like a bigger talent agency thing. Like they've been bought up, because Stockholm is like fucking Silicon Valley with all our startups, and it's ended up with this stupid fucking scenario now that I'm dealing with last week, because I was looking into studio spaces in Stockholm. Like brace yourself with this one, because this is just flat out fucking stupid. So. There are tons of studio spaces in Stockholm, like tons and tons and tons and tons, that you can rent basically whenever you want, but they're all like way too big for any like practical use. Because I basically just need a room the size of my bedroom, right? Maybe sound insulated, but that's it. Like I'm a YouTuber, and I do pretty like basic YouTube shit. Like I don't need a stage or like a museum or some like other pretentious shit. And it's just like all of these studio spaces that people have, they've sort of grown bigger and bigger and bigger from like Swedish like challenge YouTubers, because they used to be pretty big in Sweden on Swedish YouTube, and you know, they need more and more space for that so they can like smash melons or whatever, and then eventually those channels start to die and they don't make as much money as they used to, and then they sell the studios off to bigger companies who only rent them out to like big productions to sort of justify their own cost. So I found a bunch of spaces, but I would have to pay like half my entire monthly income on one day of renting a studio space. And they're not even that nice studio spaces. And renting equipment also often costs extra. I don't technically need to rent equipment, but the fact that I would have to pay like 12,000 crowns, which I guess would be like $1.5 $1,500 for a day, for 1 day of studio space is insane. That's insanity. So they stand empty. Like no one rents them ever, except for like ad companies when they want to do an ad for 4 days, and then just sits empty for the rest of the time. And I've heard this from other YouTubers who've been part of companies that like get a studio space, they upgrade the studio space, and then the studio space just becomes too big and then falls apart. Libraries, here we have studio spaces. I've looked into libraries, and I've also looked into Airbnbs and hotels and like music rehearsal spaces. I have looked into all of those things. The thing that I'm probably going to do, honestly, is like rent a hotel room for 2 nights and like spend 1 day sort of setting up a studio space and then spending the second day shooting, because that's cheaper. But that's we'll see how that works. We'll see how that actually ends up being. My plan right now is to my plan right now is like my next video after this one is going to be shot here as well, because I'm moving next month, which gives me enough time to shoot a video here, and then I'm gonna edit it at my new place, and then I'm going to, what do you call it? I don't have a video scheduled for October. That's when I'm going to make my first video that isn't sponsored. So I'm still going to make a video in October, but I don't have one like lined up. I don't have a deadline or anything. And that video I'm going to shoot in my new place, just to see how it feels, and also because I don't want to like rush to find a studio space because the move is going to be expensive and yada yada yada. And so I'm going to make one video there. It might be a bit shorter, it might be a bit bigger. I don't really know how it's going to turn out. I don't know what it's going to be. But I'm going to shoot it at home in that space to see if I can. And even if I can, like after that, I'm hoping to sort of get a studio space, and that would be somewhere in November. So this is like long-term planning. Just green screen it. I could green screen it, and I might do some sort of green screen thing. I bought a green screen ages ago, and I haven't used it because I'm stupid. Yeah. The benefit of renting a hotel room is that I get to stay at a hotel, which I like the luxury. There's a part of me that wants to rent a hotel room to make a video because I can like go to the pool and like the spa or whatever, and I can have breakfast for free in the morning, like prepared for me. All of those things I feel like really help in the YouTube creation process. Yeah. Every video in the house. That might be what I'm gonna do. But if you see like a few of my videos being like outside, or a couple of my videos will like be a bit like shaky, I'm trying to find a new recording space. And that process can take a little bit, unfortunately. But don't worry, because at the end of it, you're gonna find like great production values, and I'm gonna do like big flashy effects, and I'm gonna be cool. for once. As opposed to right now, when I have a white wall for so many scenes. I don't mind the white wall, but you know, there are other things. Record videos in the big cavernous Stockholm metro stations. I could definitely do that, but that would also necessitate me trying to find a place where people wouldn't bother me about it, which might be difficult. This kind of stuff is easier when you have any budget. Yeah. Star Wars with me, I'm older. I could work in the hotel setting into a storyline, or just do something with it, like how Abigail did with the garage. I might. H-Man Pro is just to turn a garage into a politics fantasy land, and that's the other thing that I've been looking into. I've been looking into renting a garage somewhere, just like from a house, from like a homeowner somewhere. And I've looked into that, but it's also a bit hard to like find a place that like lets you rent a garage, not as a storage space, but as a space where I would like be at 3 a.m. in the morning recording and like throwing gunk around and like making videos and shit, because I record pretty late at night. And most people are like, no, we just like, could you just use it as storage, please? And I'm like, no, I want to make a video in here. Also hard, also difficult. Any sufficiently big metro system has abandoned tunnels. Yeah. If I start making videos in abandoned subway tunnels, that's a turn for my channel, which would be interesting, but not something that I would be prepared to do. But okay, like anyway, that's future problem. I just wanted to inform you about that. What else is happening in the world? Do I know what this one is gonna be? I know what the video is gonna be, the one that comes out in 2 days. I know what the subject about that's gonna be. It's gonna be a fashion and modeling. Well, it's gonna be a modeling and beauty, rather. Less fashion, but more beauty. If you're in a world of Star Wars, which is in the world of Star Wars, would you still be a YouTuber? Probably. Like, am I gonna get a job? No. Anything's possible if you're reckless enough. That's true. What else can I say? Yeah, I only invented the format of like evaluating the month that has been and the month that's coming up, so that I have something to say on these streams. Because typically I don't have rules here, and I'm fine with that. And I have to do some minor shot work. Like immediately after I do this stream, I have to start working again, and I don't like it. I don't want to, but I have to, because otherwise I'm not gonna make it in time for release. Bummer. I think you're gonna like it though. It's an interesting one. It's a game dead co-living space in Sweden called Spelkollektivet. Last time they had a bunch of free space and communal rooms. Ooh! I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad actually. This might be something. Look at that. Huh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. Holy shit. Any more New Vegas in the future? Oh, definitely. I'm gonna play that on like, if I finish, When the internet continues but real life stops and the streams get increasingly awkward. Yeah, pretty much. I'm definitely going to play more New Vegas. If I finish my video early on Tuesday, I'm probably gonna play like while my video is rendering or while I'm waiting for the release window to open up. On Wednesday and Thursday, I might play a little bit, but we'll see. And then on Friday, I have to do moving shit, and then we'll see how it's gonna be. Then I might be a bit busy for a week. I've been so fucking busy. Like I've done so much shit. Cause I've also like recorded podcasts like today. I had to do research for that, which I'm fine with. Love doing the podcast, but it's it's extra work, and travel before that, and dealing with the move before that, and dealing with the move directly after the trip too. Like I've been a wreck. But the second I get free time, I'm gonna play New Vegas because it's a great game and I want to play it and I want to have fun. That also reminds me about a new segment that I was gonna have. So I used to have on Twitch.tv, if you're interested in my video game streams, which you may or may not be, and there I used to have regular streaming hours. I used to stream twice a week for like 2 hours every time, which works in theory. It worked for a little bit, but like I work from home, and I also have like a life outside of YouTube, and I have responsibilities and shit. So sometimes those specific hours don't work, and if I can't keep to them every single time, it doesn't work that well. However, after the move, I'm going to have to reduce a lot of time of a lot of traveling time, because right now I'm like traveling back and forth to meet friends, and I'm traveling a lot to like meet people, and I have to travel a bunch. And that sort of like disrupts time. But when I move, I'm not gonna have to travel as much anymore, because I'm gonna live, I'm not gonna dox myself, but I'm gonna live a bit more centrally in Stockholm than I currently am. And that means that when I move, after the move, like in a week, I'm going to have regular streaming hours. Every single week, I'm going to be able to stream like 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm going to be able to stick to those times consistently for a long time, and I'm very happy about that. I'm not like shifting to becoming a full-time streamer or anything. I don't want to do that, but I do like the idea of having like regular streaming times, because that means that I have like a mandated time for fun, which I typically don't. I work too much otherwise. What's the longest amount of time I've spent traveling at once? Probably when I went to Mexico, honestly. So in January of last year, like right before COVID hit, right before COVID hit, I got signed by the YouTube network that like gives me sponsors. That's right about around the time when I started getting sponsors. I got signed by them, and they like flew me out to Mexico for like a week, and I didn't have to pay any of it, which was great. Love them. I think there's a video, like a Nebula exclusive video that I made specifically for that, so that trip would be like on the house, so to say. And you should still do that also. You should still look at Nebula if you like. If you watch my videos there, I make more money than if you watch me on YouTube, so it's up to you. Like, I obviously have a bias. However, they flew me out there. I had never been outside of Europe before, and I had a great time. Flew from Stockholm to London, and from London to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Florida, and then from Florida to, I think, the island of Cozumel, which is like right outside the Yucatan Peninsula. And I had a great time. Lovely time. Lovely people. Lovely food. Balmy weather. Very balmy. And like halfway through the trip, the entire gang of people got sick with food poisoning. But not me, though. Not me. Do you still play the saxophone, or are you too busy? I'm kind of too busy, unfortunately. I do still play occasionally, but like I used to play in a band, and if you don't play, okay, so I used to play in a band, and a brass band, and the benefit of playing in a brass band is that like you can get really good at just playing your part in a bigger ensemble. But now I don't do that anymore, and I haven't for several fucking years. Fucking flies. I haven't for several years, and there has been. It's sort of hard to sort of get into playing saxophone again, like on your own. But occasionally I do like put on like a backing track from YouTube and like jam a little bit. But I'm really bad at it now. I'm like so out of tune, so I'm not gonna play anything on stream, especially not on stream. Is becoming a Twitch affiliate still on the table, or is that basically a pipe dream? I am a Twitch affiliate. I'm not a partner, but I am an affiliate. So you can sub to me on Twitch if you want to, but I'm not gonna talk about that here. But you can if you want to. But one thing that I do want to do after my move, and I can get these regular streaming hours, is I do want to try to make partner. And I think that could be a great time. Also, judging from the trip, on the way back from Mexico, I went from I flew from Cozumel to Chicago, and I got stuck in Chicago over a day on a blizzard right after weed got legalized. So I like walked around the town with some friends that I just happened to know in Chicago, who took me out, and the entire town just stank of weed. It stank. Because it had recently become legalized, which is a very fun smell when you're trying to get through airport security to have on you when you're trying to fly to London. Did the gang eat meat and you didn't? I don't know. I don't think I ate too much different, but yeah, I didn't eat as much meat. I did eat some meat on that trip. That was before I went like vegan, a bit more vegan. A sex solo in a video would be pretty cool. If I can work it into like a nice cheery video, like in a good mood video, I'm definitely gonna have it there. My upcoming, I feel like my content for a long time has like been angry content or like very straightforward content. So I'm thinking like Great Men and Elon Musk was very angry. History of Transphobia was straightforward. Puberty Blocker Safe were straightforward. Maps and What Words, angry. My upcoming one is like, it's not angry, but it's like it's very upfront, but also like personal and emotional, and it kind of changes the vibe if like I'm having like an emotional story about like traumatic experiences in an industry, and then in the middle of it, you're just like it doesn't really work. But if I can find like a way to like sneak one in, I'll do it. Not for this video though. I'm having a hard time with this video as it is. Yeah. Everything in North America connects to Atlanta. Atlanta is apparently like the big hub of the U.S. Of the North American like flight network, and it was a nightmare. Hated it, honestly. I thought it was like felt like I was in a bunker underground. It was such an ugly airport. The Miami airport, great, loved it. It was actually one of the best airports I've ever been in. Didn't like Chicago, the airport. Town was great, didn't like the airport. I must defeat neoliberalism by defeating Bill Clinton in a saxophone duel. If I can. I think he's like surprisingly good at playing the sax, so I don't really want to challenge him. It's an awful airport to be in. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also working a little bit on my upcoming video after this one, but it's still sort of like in the planning stages. But we'll see what that one's gonna be like. Might be another angry one. Let's see. Also, I'm also going to see if I can tease you the runtime of my current video. Because my last one was like 40 minutes long, 10 minutes of which is like the outro. And let's see what the runtime is on my current video. My current video with the working runtime is 57 minutes. Fuck. It's probably going to be shorter when I'm done editing it, but that's how that looks. My last video is doing super well. Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, it's doing better than any other video has in my entire life. It initially went really badly, and like it didn't hit super hard at all. And then like a week passed, and it was like because YouTube gives you a sort of like ranking system of how well your video is doing in comparison with other videos in that same amount of time. So you can like check like in the first 7 days of a video release, this video did this well. In comparison to how other videos did in also 7 days. And initially that one was like 8. I think it like dipped to 9 for a minute, like didn't do well at all in comparison to some other videos. And I was like, I don't mind. It is what it is. You know, I like it when videos do well, but I'm not gonna like feel bad when a video doesn't do too great. And then like a week after, I changed the title to what it is now. And the algorithm just loved it. And now it's my most successful video so far ever. And it's probably going to become my most popular video like fairly soon actually. And I don't mind it. Like I just didn't expect it for a video about like geographic location systems. I kind of expected that one to like not do super great. What do you use for video editing? I alternate between using Sony Vegas Pro 18, which is a software that I know how to use, but I don't like it. It sucks. It's awful. It crashes all the time, and you shouldn't use it. And I also use Resolve, which is another type of editing software, which is much better. But I'm stupid. I'm a bimbo. I don't actually know how to use it. So I'll do some scenes like initially like easily, and then the second, and I've already done that, like when I do color grading and I do like rough edits in Resolve, and then I export it, and then I do sort of the harder stuff on Sony Vegas 18 because I know how to do it. Eventually, though, I am going to transition to just using Resolve because Resolve is just a better software, and it's a lot more powerful too, and also it doesn't crash all the time. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way, although I have made a video for Nebula for the show called Better Elevations, where I do talk about the software and about the benefits of it. So I have made a video about them, but I'm not sponsored by them, just so you know. I just like the software. How much do you look at the stats when a video comes out? I try not to look at them, but I always end up staring at them. Oh, I stare at them. 100%. I just I gaze upon them the second it comes out. I start looking at analytics 1 minute after a video releases, and it's a nightmare. You shouldn't do it. It's awful. Even when I have a premiere, I keep an eye on the analytics. So if I'm in the chat talking to people while the premiere is going on, I'm also having another eye on the analytics to see like what the response is in terms of like likes, comments, view duration, clicks generally, all of those things. What's my editing process like? I shoot all of my content as one like big block. I shoot multiple like takes, and I shoot multiple like scenes, but then they all become one big block. I edit out every single like every time I say like every time I like fuck up a line, every time I like there's a big silent space, every time I'm like contemplating the mortality of the universe, which happens quite a lot. I edit all of those things out, and then I like structure them up a little bit, like how I want them to be. Like scene 1, things go here. Scene 2, go things here. Scene 3, go here. and then I like go scene by scene and like make it really good. So like I've already edited for my video, for example, scene 1, which is the intro, is fully edited. That's like 4 minutes of the video. That's like done. It's finished. I'm like completely done with that part. Scene 2, which is from roughly 4 minutes to 17 minutes, is like almost entirely done. Like that's just a complete segment of the video, like a chapter, like a part that's just done. It's finished. Chapter 3 I'm still working on. Chapter 4 is like roughly done, and then the outro, like part 5 or whatever, is almost entirely done as well. So like I work in terms of like parts, but the parts are like roughly done initially before, and that's sort of so I can like see the red thread, and it's also so I get an opportunity to sort of like, if I notice like in my production schedule and like in my work, it's like maybe I could explain like a scene here a bit better. Maybe I could explain a concept here a bit better. Maybe I could do a bit better in this. Someone knocking around on the floor. Maybe I could explain something better. Then what I do is like I'll either like do a voiceover segment or I'll reshoot a scene entirely for like some things, and that way I don't like have to spend too much work. What was the original title? I think my title was like Maps, What 3 Words, and Silicon Valley is a Garbage Fire, or something like that. I need to archive my older titles, but it was something like that. It was like ba ba ba, and it didn't do very well. Oh yeah, Maps, What 3 Words, and Silicon Valley is pretty shady. That's exactly. Good job, Joshua. But they don't do well at all. The algorithm doesn't like them. So I've, if ever you notice like a thumbnail of mine has changed or that a title has changed, it's because the video isn't doing that well. And the algorithm, the YouTube, for some reason, the YouTube wizards, the YouTube necromancers, they are very stupid and they don't have good memory. So whenever you change a title or whenever you change a thumbnail, they kind of think that it's a new video, and they might give it another chance, and that has to do with things like with things called like what's it called, like expressions and click-through rates. But those are things that like that I don't really understand. But yeah. I honestly don't have a title for my upcoming video in it yet, which means I have to do that today and tomorrow probably before I release it to early access. I think what I tweeted about the name was, what did I tweet on? Trans beauty and modeling. Ba ba ba. So I have to come up with a better one. And that's something that I should do while writing my scripts. But that's not something that I can fix now, and that is the fault of Mia Mulder from a month ago when the script was written and when most of the footage was shot. How do you decide on video topics? Also, hi, One Probably Barbarian. So what I do is I have like a master list, right, of like dozens and dozens and dozens of video topics that I want to do, or like things that interest me, or like things that I want to discuss or talk about. And either the previous month I've like decided like I want to do a video about this thing specifically, and I've done that about this one. Like I decided about that I was going to do this video like ages ago, and those videos typically do pretty good because I'm passionate about them, and that passion sort of shows. But if I don't have anything like that, what I do is I'll be like, okay, what are people talking about in the discourse on? What's happening? What's on people's minds? And if anything like in the master list is like, well, this could be relevant to like current discussion, then I try to make a video like that. But that's only for things that like interest me. Like if something is like every 4 months or whatever, like there's a huge debate on like Twitch streamers and politics, or like with hot tub streamers for a while. Like I could definitely make a thing about like streaming culture, and like the value of like debate culture on Twitch, or the value of like streaming entertainment, and like what that means for us today. And that's something that I definitely could have made, and it's on the master list. I have like 3 like notes, like I want to talk about this eventually. It just hasn't come up. Like I don't, because it doesn't really interest me that well. Like I don't find my own joy talking about it. So it has to meet those criteria usually. The most important one, of course, is that I find joy in it. Because I'm not a real fan. Look, I don't remember like my old titles even. So like I'm not a real fan of my own videos. I honestly don't even remember what some of my older videos is about. That's also a part of how I decide my my new video topics, because I have to, I pick a video topic and then I go to my own channel and I look. I haven't even made that many videos, but I have to look, being like, okay, have I talked about this before? And did I do it better in the past? That'll be good for both of you in the content. I like to think so. I feel like I'm taking a bit of a risk, like financially, I guess, but I can always like get a sponsor like pretty short notice if I need money, so to say. I'd much rather just work creatively. But I think we've been streaming for an hour, which I didn't really expect to do because I'm tired as heck. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to round off the stream. I'm going to talk about like future events and things that I do. If you have a question that you want me to answer, please drop it in the chat and I will get to it before I leave the stream. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about my like dates and times and things of that nature. So first of all, my next video is going to be out on Tuesday. If I manage to edit it in time, there will be a premiere at 9 p.m. If I don't manage to edit it in time, it's going to be out a bit later, like right before midnight, so it matches the deadline. Streams for next month are going to be a little weird, I think, because typically I have my streams in the middle of the month on weekends and at the end of the month. But because of the move, I might move on one of those days. And I need a couple of days to like set up internet. I need to set up like an electric bill company thing. I need to set up my all my stuff, and like just get it going. So we'll see how streams are gonna be next month. But at the end of the month next month, I will be fully moved in and everything should be fine. So like 1 or 2 streams might have like a weird date on them. I'm still making a video next month, and that video will still also be shot here, because I still have this apartment for technically another month before they take my keys away. So I'm going to shoot that here, but I'm going to edit it in my new apartment. So you won't notice a change until October. Well, you might. We'll see. If I have to do like a reshoot, I'm not gonna go back to this apartment to shoot like to do a shot again. Like I'm gonna do a new shot in the new apartment in that case. You should listen to Leech Fest, a medical history podcast that I do with my good friend Luca Montano. We're on Spotify, on Acast. If you're a patron, you get access to episodes early, which is pretty fun. We recorded an episode today about mass hysteria. That's fun. If you want more Mia Mulder content, you can do that. Next month I am going to start streaming regularly on Twitch, like consistently every week, so that you actually get content there. What else? I think that's it. I might make a vlog for anyone who's a patron of any level for my channel, like tonight or tomorrow, like during the editing process, because I overslept yesterday when I was supposed to do a Patreon stream. Just overslept, so I did it this morning instead. But I want to sort of make up for that, so I might make a vlog that everyone can enjoy, and because I also like making vlogs. But with that said, I'm going to catch up with chat, and then I'm going to what's it called? And I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go back to work. YouTube doesn't like being called shady. Yes. Val is inherently shady since they're below Myrons. Yes. Do you follow politics streaming? From what I can tell, it's a perpetual dumpster fire. I don't. I the only thing I use Twitch for is for me streaming video games, and that's it. I don't really watch streamers, partially because I don't have time, and partially because That's not true. I do watch some video games occasionally. Like I watch Soviet Womble occasionally, and like Jesse Cox when he streams. But that's rarely. Are you planning on remaking some older videos? Probably not. I feel like some of my older videos they're old and they're clunky and they're not good. Because I was starting out and I'm still learning how to do YouTube videos. In the grand scheme of YouTubing, I'm still kind of new, and I've been doing it for like 2 years. And that's still new by a lot of YouTuber standards. And like I'm still a rookie, according to some YouTubers who's been doing this for like a decade. Anyway, I'm probably not going to, like, those are a product of their time, but also I'm not sure how I would tackle them today. There are some topics that I definitely do return to. Like the topics that I mentioned in Transsexuals and Suffering come up again and again and again because I'm so passionate about them and because they fit in many different contexts, and I think that's fine. I might talk about like atheism again in the future, atheism and religion. I might talk about like foreign policy decisions again, like I did in my video on Syria. But many of these things are, I'm not going to remake a video. The videos are what they are, and I'm going to leave them up so that people can do what they want to do with them. And I'm probably not going to like ever hide those videos. Like I might, because I'm also like a mental wreck, and especially in the earlier videos, like my hair isn't done and everything's wild. But they're part of like my channel. They're part of like my community, and I love them. Is my tweets. It's very low worthy. Thank you so much. Central European Summertime. Yes. Leech Fest is great. Thank you. What's your Twitch name? My Twitch name is Mia Mulder. Just Mia Mulder. I managed to get that one, I think. Remember to balance your humors. That's a good tagline. I'm gonna steal that one. What is your specific focus on your history degree? Excellent question. I'm gonna be very quick with that before I leave. So at my uni, what we did was you start broad and you narrow the scope. That's typical what you do in uni, right? So I started in general history, history of ideology, and then within that, it's the history of medical science, because technically I think it's the history of science and ideas. So I went into medical science, and then I went into the history of sexology as it relates to gender in the German-speaking academic sphere between the years of 1825 to 1936. The most narrow fucking slice in the universe, and I love it because I get to read about Kraft Ebing and I get to read about Hirschfeld, and that's all I need to do. So history of sexology specifically, but then I also end up in like general ideological history, like as part of like my foundational theory to that, and also like a lot of German history, a lot of Austrian history, and a lot of British history, because like a lot of like Anglosphere and Germanic sexologists shared ideas. So as part of the history degree, you get like a big wide net to cover a lot of bases, so that you can like really support your conclusions in the narrow field. And you have recommendations on Swedish media? Ooh, fucking Åmål is it's called Show Me Love in English, which is a classic Swedish movie that's like about was it about like childhood love, and also it's gay, so win-win. Can you explain what the plant thing means in older videos? I tried putting together, but the lore failed. I wouldn't know. They're there though. So the reason why I held the plant in earlier videos is because I didn't have a microphone stand early on, and I couldn't afford one. And I only had a microphone because I like bought one like ages and ages ago. But I couldn't like put it on the ground. I couldn't like put it on my knees. Like nothing sounded right because I needed to be really close to the microphone for it to work. So I decided I could sort of mount it behind my plant, and I could sort of like tape it around so it wouldn't jiggle around, and then I could hold the plant close to my face, so I could sort of whisper into the plant, and then my sound would be okay. That's how it started. As a horrifying like way to replace a microphone stand. But you know what? It worked. And now I'm a professional YouTuber, so who knows when it would work. We want the plant in all videos, and she did what we wanted. Yeah. I love the plant. I love the plant. I can't say no to the plant. I'm actually going to replace a scene that I teased on Twitter with another scene that features the plant even more. So like I'm going to replace a scene of the plant that people want and replace it with a scene that I shot earlier that just turns out to be even better. That features the plant more. So it's gonna be fun. It's a really interesting focus. I didn't know about the huge filter until long after school. I had to check out the podcast and it seems to focus on some of that. Thanks. We haven't mentioned that yet, unfortunately, but eventually we will definitely make an episode about like transgender history, sort of, and then I'm gonna like rant for 4 hours. It's gonna be like a gigantic long podcast episode, and I might have to do it alone because otherwise it's gonna be too long. But okay, we catched up with chat. I need to go so bad. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for having a good stream, and have a wonderful Sunday. And I will see you all, hopefully, on Tuesday. All right. Have a good one. Goodbye.